I was in Gaza Strip with a photographer some years ago while Arafat was still alive, and we were trying to talk our way into being hosted by the al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades, which is a militant group. And it took a lot of groundwork to sort of ingratiate ourselves with them. And one day they showed up at our guest house in a van and put some hoods over our heads and drove us around for about an hour. And by the time we got to their safe house, it was pretty late at night, and they couldn't reveal their identities to us, so they were wearing hoods. And when it came out that I was American, the leader of this little band of al-Aqsa martyrs kind of freaked out and got very angry and started shouting at me, and my young translator was terrified, and he was having trouble even translating clearly what the guy was saying, and I was sat down in a chair, and there were a lot of very sort of big guys with hoods with weapons sort of muscling in on me, and he was, you know, harping on it. I could hear America, America, and I was trying to find out from my translator what he was saying, and hoping to break through and make a little, you know, change the topic somehow. And I finally told him, well, I don't live in America. I was living in Spain at the time, and I said, tell him I'm a supporter of Real Madrid, the soccer team. And it sort of took him back a little bit. I could see his eyes through the ski mask, and he sort of stopped for a second, and he said, Zinedine Zidane, who was the player for Real Madrid, and an Algerian and a great hero to the people of that part of the world. And I said, Zinedine Zidane, #1, Zizou. And this guy, suddenly his demeanor completely changed, and he shook my hand and ordered tea, and some of the guys put down their weapons and went and got tea, and we sat and we had tea, and the whole sort of atmosphere changed. And eventually a ski mask or two came off, and another guy came up and wanted me to feel his leg where the Israelis had broken his shin bone, and then wanted to tell me he'd learned his English, which was a few words, but had never left the Gaza Strip. And I said, how did you learn your English? He said, movies. And then he asked me, you know, if I wanted to know his favorite movie. He asked me in English. I said, yes. He said, Being John Malkovich. And I said, where did you get Being John Malkovich? And now we're through the translator. And apparently the copy of it was being sold in a bazaar in Gaza City. And he loves this film, Being John Malkovich. And it's those weird moments of surprise that I think are sort of the genuine stuff that we're looking for as journalists, and often don't make it into the newspaper and get left in the files on our computers and don't actually get read. But it's those little sparks of humanity that are common. You know, those things that you could relate to in your living room in New York, having just watched the same movie as a militant in Gaza. And I think those are some of the things we look for.